right. So thanks so much for being on this morning and for taking the 2 hours out of your Saturday and investing in your business. I am really excited about today and what I have to show you. I've been working on it for a few weeks now, and I'm really, really excited about it. My parents aren't big social media people, and they've been watching me, for the past few weeks build this. And my dad was kind of laughing. He's like, I feel like from what you've been talking out, I could even do social media. So anyways, I'm really grateful that you guys decided to be on here, and thank you so much for taking the time to invest in your business. I'm a firm believer in what you put out there, you will get back. So I do believe also that there's a huge missed opportunity in our industry right now in the social media world. And that's kind of what I want to be able to share with everyone, and the purpose of the group and the purpose of this school. So I hope you find value in today, and I'm really, really excited to get going here. So my mission is to serve 10,000 people in the network marketing industry who are passionate about their businesses and their lives, and to hold our industry to a much higher standard online. I think we've all seen it before, I'm not going to name companies, but they're like, buy this from me, or I'm looking for 2 people to do this. I'll give it to you at a discount. And all of a sudden your whole feed is filled with all these network marketing companies trying to fight for space, and it's giving us all a bad name. So I truly believe we are in the best industry in the world. And when we share this passion with more people, we're going to give people a way to live healthier and happier lives. And I truly do think that online can be a part of this business. It's funny, even this morning I got a message. You'll find when you start to use social media and online marketing more in your network marketing businesses, you're going to meet a lot of other network marketers online. And it's just because you're both trying to do the same thing, they'll find you. And a girl found me this morning, and she's like, oh, what do you do? Blah, blah, blah. I just saw you online, and it's so funny. And she's like asking me these questions like, well, what do you do? And you know what she said to me? She goes, do you do your network marketing business offline or online? And I hadn't heard that question yet before. So I found that interesting even just this morning. I was like, wow, how long have you been doing yours online? So I'll keep you guys posted on the conversation. I thought it was a great question. If you ever come across a network marketer and they're asking you questions, that's something you could say to them. And it might pique their interest to say, well, what's she doing over there? Like, who knows? So anyways, I'll keep on track here. But when social media is used properly, I believe it can absolutely accelerate your business. And I have some examples here for you today of that. And I do believe when it's used wrong, it really tarnishes the whole industry. And I think everyone can feel that way, even when you're in person and people are like, oh, you do that thing. It's like they had a terrible experience, and it makes us all look bad sometimes. So I really do want to be able to hold our industry to a much higher standard. So our agenda today, I've kind of broken it down into 2 parts. Our first part is going to be talking all about social media pages and what to post. So the key components to a social media page, the difference between personal and professional pages, what to post for engagement, and what platforms we should really be on. And then the second part is putting social back into social media. So more about talking online and how to engage people and reaching out to people and what to say, how often would you do this, how to use social media in person as well. And then at the end, we'll do some questions, and if we still have time, we'll get into a discussion about Facebook VIP groups. It's something I've recently been studying, and it's really interesting the way Facebook is changing. It's changed so much in the last 3 months, and it has changed drastically in the last week. So staying on top of this stuff is super important. So I'm really glad we actually had this school this week because there was a lot of changes Facebook brought out on Monday. So I'm excited to talk about that too. So how to get the most out of this webinar, and I've actually done it myself. Remove your phone. Seriously, guys, you paid for this, and I want you to get the most out of it. And I know that you will get a lot out of this webinar when you're totally focused. So move your phone away from you right now. You're not going to need it during the presentation. Nancy, keep your phone because you are on it. But other than that, turn off notifications on your computer. I get those dinging notifications when my emails come through. I turn those off offer webinars because, you know, it's distracting. We're so used to notifications. It's like you don't even second guess it to go look at it when you hear it. So try and stay as focused as possible and shut the door to the room you're in. Hopefully your family knows that you've invested some time in your business this morning and they're giving you some focused time. Just get yourself in a quiet place so that you can really focus here, because we're going to move really fast. So for those of you who don't know me, I think everyone on this call does, but there was a few on Wednesday night. So my name is Brittany Jones, and I have been doing my network marketing business for 2.5 years now, which is absolutely insane to say. I always say online, I'm a full-time dreamer, complete coffee addict, and part-time traveler. And you'll notice later on kind of why I describe myself like this. This is how Gen Ys relate to me. They're always kind of in that dreamer, wanderlust kind of lifestyle. They all seem to love to travel, and I can connect with people over my love of coffee, like sharing my coffee cup wherever it might be, or Starbucks passion and that sort of thing. So I don't describe myself as a business owner a lot of times. I'll describe these types of things because being a dreamer and a traveler is part of my business, and coffee is as well, because I do tons of coffee chats. So I went to university for business and studied a lot about social media while I was there. I graduated and went right into a banking role, and I knew it wasn't for me because of the nagging thought in the back of my head that said there's got to be more to this life than a 9-to-5 life and only enjoying weekends. So that's why I started my network marketing business. And during all that time, I was approached by multiple businesses to build social media strategies. It's kind of interesting. It still happens. I had a chef from Toronto reach out to me that wants me to build them a strategy when we get back from Vegas, which is really exciting. So one of my examples, though, is a motorcycle company that I worked for. Oh, these are just pictures from our trip. I really do believe that we can build this business anywhere. Before I kind of get into my next example, my example here, though, was we were out in the middle of the ocean on this amazing boat, and literally, like on my GPS, it actually didn't know on my phone where we were. It had this dot and then a random blue sea around me. It was really cool. I should have taken a picture on my GPS on my phone. And we were out in the middle of the ocean, and I put through a $2,000 party while I was out on the boat from talking to people online and getting them set up with some products. So when I say you can do this business online anywhere, this is the kind of lifestyle I want to be doing. And I'm talking about, you know, this could be anywhere, as in the hockey arena in between the second and third period, or this could be out on a boat, or this could be when you're leaving yoga class, or, you know, while you're on lunch break at your job. Like, that's what I'm talking about doing this online. You can literally do it so much easier in around the things that you're doing. And you know, this was incredible being on this trip. I loved it so much. I hope all of you get to experience that this coming year. So this is the company I worked for. It was a motorcycle company local that sells Harley Davidson motorcycles, and they approached me to do a social media strategy for them. And they told me that they wanted to be able to sell motorcycles online through Instagram and Facebook. And I remember thinking, like, wow, you do not pay me enough to figure out how to sell these bikes online. And I loved working for them. They were so much fun. They were so full of life and such a different perspective. You guys know me. I do not look like the biker lifestyle at all. I'm like the Valley girl from California. So this was quite the arena to throw myself into. And within 2 months, we had them selling motorcycles online, and it was amazing the turnaround we did. They knew nothing about social media, and I built this plan and taught them about stuff, and now they sell at least one motorcycle a day online, which is absolutely incredible. So my point being, if we can sell motorcycles online like that, we sure as heck can sell a bag of protein online. I have no doubt in my mind about that. So I knew it had to work for our businesses as well in network marketing, because it works in traditional businesses too. It's a no-brainer. I always felt like really online was missing in our network marketing company as a whole. It was always so focused on a system from 1980 of kitchen parties and a belly-to-belly way. Now, don't get me wrong. I absolutely believe those strategies still work, and I definitely use them in my business. But social media had an been even thought of back in 1980 when they built those systems for network marketing. So I get it. And the reason kitchen parties work so well is because they're a social outing and they're highly engaging, right? And the reason social media works in itself is because it's highly social and highly engaging. So to me, there's a direct correlation there. And I have quite a bit of evidence from myself personally and from my organization that it is working for us in the online sphere. So pictures like this up here, like this is how I want to run my lifestyle for my business, and this is how I would show it online. Showing pictures like I'm doing my business from my bed, like that's the types of things that I want my market to know about. So the results of me doing this, I really started heavily focusing on this about, this photo was from September a year ago. So I started heavily focusing on it then. And this post directly sponsored someone into my business. And she told me that. I asked her, I say this all the time, what made you want to do this business? And she's like, that post of you in your Mercedes car. And I was like, I don't even have that car yet. I was just test driving it. And you can see my comment underneath that photo. That's exactly what I wrote. That's exactly the photo I posted. And she said to me, I don't know what you're doing, but you seem to be living the life and I want to be a part of it. You're so happy all the time and you love every single part about your day. And I want to be in that place too. She was a lawyer and we actually played hockey together a long time ago. So she knew me from before and she even had my phone number. Like she could have just called me or texted me. It wouldn't have been weird. She emailed me. I had my email on my profile at the top of my Instagram at the time. And she emailed me through it. I'm like, why are you emailing me? And she's like, because your email was on your Instagram post. I just felt that was the appropriate way. I'm like, it's just so funny. They really do follow your call to action. So she's amazing. She has brought a lot of business builders into this business herself. There are 2 district managers from her team. It's really exciting. So this post right there is exactly what caught her attention. Now she had been watching me over a few months, right? So I can't just post this photo in amongst everything else and say that that's what sponsored her. It was the entire process of the whole summer because this picture was like August. So end of August, beginning of September. So she joined in September. So basically the posts before this were all about like me having coffee in the middle of the day, me going for a run at 2 p.m. when it was super sunny outside and everyone else was stuck inside work. Me meeting my mom for lunch just because, or going to the mall or going to the beach. I showed a lot of that during the summer and it attracted her. So my friend Sarah actually just recently joined the business and she was really determined to make social media work. I told her that, I hadn't been as consistent with it over the past few months. Just with building my business and getting other people started, it was becoming a lot of work. And so she just chose to get started. I honestly didn't tell her very much. I said, look, this is how you talk to people. You want to be posting all the time. Think about what people like to see online and what you like to see online. And she's like, great, I'm going to take Pinterest and rock it. I'm like, all right. You know what she said to me? She's like, I'll send you my invite to my car party in the mail. I'm like, come on. So anyways, she has been reaching out online on Pinterest consistently for 1 month now. She is in Europe. She actually flies home tomorrow right now. She's been gone for a week. She has 10 business chats booked for when she gets back this week. So she just started, and that's the main point. So she's actually been doing it on Pinterest, and honestly, it wouldn't have been the first place I would suggest someone go, and she completely proved me wrong. So she's been working on her interests only. So this is actually her Pinterest account on the right here. I took a screenshot of it. So you can see the types of things she's been pinning, right? It's all inspirational quotes, and you can see the tags on the bottom there. So she's got ARB on there. So obviously she's been looking up that kind of stuff. She's got makeup, bathing suits, she's got quotes, outfits, like those are the things she naturally likes looking at on Pinterest anyways. And she started messaging people. So on the bottom of the pins, you can see who else has pinned similar things like this. And you can actually direct message them, and people were replying to her. It was amazing the conversations they were getting in. And she really found her niche there. So she was connecting over her story. She has an amazing story. I hope that you guys get to hear it someday. And basically having valuable conversations daily. And she's now at the point where they're ready to discuss potentially doing this business, which is really exciting. So we're going to go through the exact conversation formula that I gave her. So let's get started here. The first part I want to talk about is what you need to know about social media and your major components. So this is my profile. I'm going to use my profile as an example quite a bit just because I don't want to pick apart other people's profiles and embarrass people if they ever see this. So your profile picture is your first thing that people are going to see online. I'm using Facebook as an example here because most of us, I would say all of us, are on Facebook. Your profile picture needs to be a picture of you. Can they tell it's you? I mean, this isn't probably the best example because it's a picture of myself and Danielle. What it is, though, is a picture of my face. So sometimes people will have photos of just their pets, or I've seen photos of the pandas from the Toronto Zoo, which I really want to go see. But anyways, they're a photo of that. It needs to be a picture of your face so that they can actually connect to you and see that you're a real human being, especially if they're a stranger online. They don't want to see some robot profile, right? Your cover photo is the next thing that they're going to notice, and this needs to elicit some kind of emotion. So you want something that's calming, or a scenic photo, or a family photo would even be okay that shows lifestyle. Something that they really feel that they can connect to you about, and nothing about your company. That's the biggest thing I can say about your cover photo. Nothing about your company. This is a picture of Saint Martin. This is a stop we made on the cruise. So I changed my cover photo to that when we were on the cruise. So this is an example of what not to do. This guy actually added me at a trade show not that long ago in February. And what do you feel right away when you look at his profile, right? Like, you feel like he's obviously selling something. There's no way I would ever show my before and after photo that large on my Facebook cover page. Like, I would rather die than show people my before and after photos right now. Like, that's not something that a person that isn't trying to sell something would do, right? Like, your clients aren't going to do that. So think about that. What would my clients be posting? He also has got some pages of stuff with him and a girl there. I would assume this is his wife, maybe. You don't know what's going on here, other than they're likely trying to sell something. So before they actually had their company picture in their cover photo here, they recently changed it. So, at least they got rid of that. But just think, what do people feel like when they see my profile like this? The next piece is writing a bio inside your pages. So on some places it's called your about section. So on Facebook it's called your about section. On Instagram and other platforms it's called your bio. So this is your story, what you used to do or still do, why you're in this industry, and some successes you've had. And I could say in brackets here, if you don't feel like your successes are big enough yet because you're really just getting your business rolling here, talk about what you're going to get from this. You're going to be able to travel with your family on the company's dime. You're going to get a car paid for. You're going to have a freedom or more choices or whatever that might look like. And how can you help other people succeed? So this isn't your chance to vomit your business. This is kind of like your why story, almost like your 60-second why story, just you're not going to say your company name in there. You need to feel like your target market can really connect to you through your why story. So I'm going to show you mine here. This is from my fan page, my Facebook fan page. So there's a very small about section on your fan page where it only lets you do a certain number of characters. So a lot of platforms will cap the amount you can say in your bio. So Instagram does, for instance, it's only 1,000 characters or whatever it lets you have. So at this about section is what people see when they're quickly browsing at my profile. So I say that I'm a lifestyle entrepreneur. I call myself that on everything. No one knows what network marketing means outside of the network marketing world. So lifestyle entrepreneur, they're kind of like, what is that? I left the 9-to-5 world behind, coffee obsessed, early riser, 20-something. 20-something is actually a hashtag, and it's a popular one for my age group. So that's why I put that in there. Anyone in that group would be able to connect to that immediately. And that's why I have it there, because I specifically want to talk to those people. And then my longer biography is more about what I've done. I went to university. I did the corporate lifestyle. I'm now, traveling and working from home on my company's dime, and I'm devoted to showing other people how to do the same thing. That's my longer why story in there. And don't get too caught up on what it needs to look like. Get your major points in there, like your why story and something that your target market can connect to. So like I kept mentioning coffee, right? I've got that up there. So if someone liked coffee, they'd be like, oh, I like coffee like Brittany. Like honestly, people think like that online. It's hilarious. So we're going to talk about personal and professional pages because I know I showed both my personal and professional pages in those examples. So what is the difference between the two, and do you even need both? So let's start with your personal page. This is completely about your lifestyle. This is okay. I get a lot of questions like, is it okay that I'm constantly showing pictures of my family? Like, yes, you have a family. You're going to be able to relate to other families. I absolutely want a family someday. Can I relate to moms that are building this business and keeping their house afloat and getting everyone off to school and whatever? No, I can't relate to that person. It's totally not the first person I'm targeting in my business. This is attraction marketing at its finest. So this is why in that car photo, my friend wanted to join my business. It's the attraction marketing. She was watching what I was doing and was very attracted to my lifestyle. And this is where your 5 hobbies become really important. So I know I've talked about this before, choosing 5 hobbies that you're going to constantly post about. So, one might be your family photos, one might be your dog, one might be you like yoga, one might be you really love a vegan lifestyle, and then your 5th one would be your network marketing business. One of those have to be your network marketing business. The point of 5, though, is you're talking about enough stuff that if you were to add the girl you meet at Starbucks to your Facebook profile page, and the first thing she sees is like 10 posts about how amazing your business is, that girl's going to totally never want to talk to you again. So the 5 hobbies keep everything fresh, plus they're ways for people to connect with you. Like, oh, she's a runner, I'm a runner. We should go for a run sometime if they're local. Or if they're not local and they're like, wow, that girl, I love the quotes she posts. Like, she's so happy. And they'll reach out to you and they'll message you, right? So really get clear on the 5 things you want to post about. And it narrows it down as far as content about what you want to be posting. Don't post about your business on here. So like, don't directly say Arbonne on here, almost ever. I actually don't have it on my profile anymore. So it doesn't say that I work at Arbonne, and I've chosen to do that on purpose. What I'm looking to do is attract business builders in my business and social media, and not focus on sales on social media. So this was a big flip I made, and when I started to see a lot of results in what I was doing online. So we are going to talk more about that. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Do you want your social media to be based on sales, or do you want it to be based on finding business builders and growing your organization? I think we all know long term that you really want to focus on getting business builders into your business, not sales. This is network marketing. You get paid better long-term for building a bigger organization than you would selling. So just keep that in mind. I want to show you some examples, though, of some really great posts you can make on your personal page that do show your business, do show that hobby of network marketing, just aren't saying your name. So 10 to 20% of your posts can be about your network marketing business. So keep that in the back of your mind, too. This is not a large portion of what you're posting about. And I mean, the reality is we're all going to the conference next week, and there's going to be a huge shift in what I post, right? All of a sudden I'm in Vegas and there's going to be a lot about network marketing posted. That's okay. My followers now expect it. I've been on enough trips that they're like, oh my gosh, she's on another one of her trips. That's amazing. It's okay to have those blasts every once in a while, because I even got some Snapchats this week. They're like, Vegas soon. Like, it's about time you travel again. Haha. Like, they kind of joke with me about it. And I'm like, yeah, like, you could be going too. So, and these indirect posts I'm going to show you raise curiosity, okay? Ask yourself, why would they want to care to click on a link? Why would they care at all, really, that I'm posting this? The key in these examples is that their company name was never mentioned. So you guys all know the one that posted this, good friend of all of ours. So she said, raising a glass to celebrate another free white Mercedes on the road. I'm so proud of my friend, colleague, and mastermind sister, Kelly Wren, who promoted as a new VP. That's 3 free Mercedes in just 3 months for this team. Incredible. And this is a photo of me with a few of the VPs on the team from a party we had last month. So nothing was mentioned about Arbonne in here, And it's all about how amazing this company is and this opportunity, and it's raising curiosity because there's 3 cars in 3 months on this team. If I read that and I was from the outside world, or I maybe knew a little bit about Arbonne, I'd be like, holy crap, now's the time to get in, right? I thought this post was absolutely amazing. She got a ton of engagement, a lot of people commenting that weren't from the Arbonne world, that she's now talking to from this post. So that's really exciting. Another girl I follow on Instagram, and you may want to follow her too, because she does a lot of these sneaky indirect posts that if you weren't in network marketing, you wouldn't understand that that's what her intent is. So this is Emily Vavra. She's actually with Isagenix, and it took a lot of digging for me to figure out she was with Isagenix. So you'll see they don't post very much about Isagenix on their profiles. So this is Emily and her husband Hayden. They do the business together. So this is their indirect post. Had a blast tonight watching my hubby present. It's so much fun building our dreams together. So they really target couples, and if you add them on Instagram, I'm sure you can find them on Facebook. I just follow them on Instagram because I'm on Instagram all the time. They have a website they built, the 2 of them, and they are directly targeting couples in this business, and they do a very good job of it. They've narrowed it down. They're not the single mom lifestyle building network marketing. They're not exactly Gen Y. They're couples, and they're very clear on that. It doesn't mean they wouldn't sponsor outside of that. It's a lot of their marketing is targeted to couples. So I love what they post. They posted some more stuff this morning that I thought was brilliant as well. There's lots of great ideas that you could take from them and kind of make your own. Another person I follow is Ashley Smith Fitness. And for the longest time, I had no idea she was in network marketing. And it's funny. And she has like 9,000 followers now. And I found her because I'm doing this fitness program called BBG. Actually, I think Josie does it as well. And I use that hashtag a lot. And it's a huge community inside Instagram, and it's focused on this fitness program. And it just goes to show how amazing communities can be online. So she does one of those programs. So I found her through it. I mean, there's millions of girls doing this program, right? Like the chances of bumping into me in this hashtag is like highly unlikely that you could go search BBG and find my posts. There's so many. So there's lots of people to talk to in there is my point. So I find her and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, she's got Zoom up. She must be in network marketing. No one else on network marketing seems to know Zoom. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, so I keep searching even more. And I think she must be in like that 21-day fix company. Anyways, like the point is I wasn't spammed by her stuff. I didn't know that she was in network marketing at first. I was like, this is awesome what she does. And she's, said, I love afternoon calls with my girls. Coaching is so much more than workouts and chocolate shakes. Like, that's an amazing post, and she's happy and she's showing her lifestyle, and like you can do this anywhere, right? She's still in her gym workout gear and she's on an online call. So I love that example. So let's flip into business pages because those were all personal pages we were looking at. This is where you can mention your business name. You could say like Brittany Jones, Arbonne Independent Consultant. There is a lot of compliance issues whenever you say the word Arbonne. And that's the first reason why I don't have it anywhere. It is just so hard to stay inside compliance regulations. And they do that on purpose. They don't want us to be making untrue claims, or they don't want us to be spamming people. Like, they're not doing it to make it difficult on us. They're doing it to actually better the industry. So that's why I don't put it anywhere. You can have your website link though. You could have, the brittanyjones.arbonne.ca, like your version. Don't put mine on there. And then you can have the Shop Now feature on your Facebook fan page where it's a button right underneath your cover photo and it says Shop Now, and they can literally click it and it brings them right into your Arbonne site where they could buy. You can share lots of company posts in there. The key here though is that you still want a 90-10 balance. And that's where people can get very led astray on their business pages. They think, okay, well, this is my Arbonne page, so I'm going to have only Arbonne on here. Like, yes, you can tip the scales a little more and have a little more Arbonne than you normally would. You still need to provide value for people. Why would people want to look at your stuff? People are afraid that when they like your picture of your mascara, that you're going to message them and say, buy my mascara. That's why people don't like that stuff anymore. That's why people don't comment on that stuff anymore. They don't want you to all of a sudden attack them. Now, I'm not saying you guys do. I'm saying the industry in general does that. So that's why those posts don't get high engagement. And then that's why all of your stuff goes to the bottom of the feed. So when you're not getting people liking and commenting on your stuff in your business page or even your personal page, Facebook takes you and puts you at the bottom of the newsfeed because it's considered not popular content. So then it takes people for forever to scroll through their newsfeed to find your stuff, and then it just gets worse and worse and worse. So by posting things that people actually want, like, or find funny, or whatever, you'll start to get increased engagement, and then you'll start to go back up the algorithm and you'll go higher in the newsfeed and people will actually see your stuff. So chances are, I would say 9 out of 10 times for all of us, our stuff isn't even being seen because of the algorithms on Facebook. Now they're adding algorithms to everything else now too. So Instagram is owned by Facebook. Instagram now has an algorithm too. So it's changing the whole game again. That algorithm just got announced last week. So it's new, and people had to change their strategy all over again. So keeping on top of this stuff is super important, and knowing that, it's not that people don't like your stuff. You're probably just so far in the algorithm. They just can't even see it. So we're going to talk about how to overcome that later with Facebook groups. I don't think it's necessary that you need both. You need to be posting consistently though. So whatever you choose, you have to post a lot. And I'm guilty of this because I'm on so many platforms, it becomes overwhelming, and there'll be weeks where I'm really good and I can get posts out on everything. And then there's weeks and I'm like, wow, I didn't get a single thing on my business page. Like this week, I didn't have a single moment to do it. So if you are going to choose both and really work on both, you have to post on both daily. So, don't overwhelm yourself. Like maybe you just want to stick with your personal profile. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that that's a brilliant idea. Stick with that, get really good at it, and then go back to your business page if you already have it built and keep moving forward with it. What else was I going to say here? Again, this becomes important whether you want to attract business builders or just clients. So my business page actually doesn't have anything on it about Arbonne anymore. It's about attracting business builders to my lifestyle. So same thing on my business page. And posting on your business page, this is where you really want to get clear on your target market. So who are you targeting? For me, I target Gen Ys. It's who I am. It's what I can relate to. I know what they like. I know what they like to see online. I can read their minds because my mind thinks the same way. So they are very much who I'm focusing on, and Gen Ys who feel like the corporate world maybe didn't serve them the way they thought they would, or a little lost after leaving school, or who want to travel. Like those are the specific Gen Y people I'm targeting. For instance, another example would be new moms. Like that would be a category, or hockey moms would be a category, or what else? Professionals. Like if you love your job and you don't plan on leaving it, this is your side income. That's a whole other target market you can talk about. Like I could go on and on with target markets here. You just need to get very, very clear on who you're talking to, because the reality is that we're not talking to everyone online. So I'm going to continue with that in a little bit here. So what do I post then? That's the huge question. It's always like, what content do I need then? So let's talk about the good elements to a post. You really need a good picture. A picture will make or break your post. And I would say now don't post without a photo because of the algorithms on Facebook and everywhere else. When you don't have a photo with your post, you go to the bottom of the feed. And if you have a video with your post, you go even higher than a photo. And if you have a video that you made yourself, you go even higher in the feed. So if you made a video of yourself talking about how much you love your protein shake this morning, and you posted that on your page, it would be at the top of the news feed. If you posted a picture of your shake, that would be like the middle of the news feed. And if you just said, I love my morning shake, you'd be at the bottom of the news feed. You want to comment and a story with it. So your comment is kind of like the story behind the photo. Like, what's going on here, or like almost like a diary entry, like a journal entry, like what are the thoughts happening in this photo? And then you want to add hashtags. So, hashtags by themselves can be a whole class. We're going to touch on them. Hashtags are like the categories that you're calling everything. And I'm going to show you examples of fitness hashtags. There's literally hashtags for anything, and then you can make your own. So I hashtag a lot. You can add 30 hashtags to one post. The more hashtags you add, the more likes and comments you're going to get, and the more followers you're going to get. There is a way to attractively do it in your post. like at the end of your long story or in a second comment. You don't want them to be looking at your picture and then there's no words and there's just hashtags, because then people are like, oh, all she wants is followers. That's what they think when they see that. They don't care about the story. They just want followers. And then they kind of disengage with you. So let's look at an example of some good pictures. So I love Starbucks, so naturally I found you some Starbucks photos. So the picture on the left is a whole bunch of stuff at the Facebook, or at the Facebook table, at the Starbucks table. These are Instagram photos. The second picture is a Starbucks cup they've placed on the pavement and then taken the photo of. Like, which one do you think gets higher engagement or people like more? Obviously the photo on the right is more attractive, and anyone could have done that, right? You just set it on the pavement. You could even try that today. If you buy a Starbucks drink or whatever today, place it on the pavement, try taking a photo like that. They added a filter on the one on the right. There's no filter on the one on the left. They've kind of got the focus on, you know, Matt's cup here, his name's there, and then the one on the left is like just a little disastrous because there's so much stuff. So the way you even position your photo is really important, and practice this. It's not going to be perfect all the time. Just don't be snapping stuff and throwing it up there. Give it some thought and actually some, you know, rhyme or reason behind it. Throw a filter on it. Just really focus on it a little bit. My top apps for photos is ViscoCam. So you can search this in the App Store, and it's amazing. It's got different filters than Instagram. So you could filter your stuff even for your Facebook pictures or Pinterest pictures or whatever. And the filters are different and they're really cool. They stand out amongst just Instagram photos. So you would look a little different than people that just use Instagram filters. Canva.com is going to be really important for you in your business when you're growing an organization as well. So keep that one in your back pocket for sure. This is where I actually made the slides in here. I will make PDF documents in here. I can make social media pictures, Facebook cover pictures. It really makes it look like you have a graphic designer working for you, and you don't. They make it really simple. The guy that is the CEO of Canva is speaking at GTC this year, which I thought was very interesting. Argon is starting to involve this world a little more in what they teach us. Canva is free. There are paid parts to it. So like some really cool photos will cost you $1, or like some really cool fonts will cost you $1. You can seriously though use the free stuff and it still looks amazing. Another app I really like is A Beautiful Mess. You guys have probably seen me post about that in the group. A Beautiful Mess is free. I bought an extended paid version. It wasn't worth it. Don't worry about buying that. This is how I write words over top of the photos. I should have taken I could have taken a picture of the protein shake one. You know, the orange protein shake cups, and they've got like the doodle design on the corner of it. I actually did that one. It's now floating around the entire Arbonne world. But that doodle on the side was done on A Beautiful Mess. So I really do like that one. You can use it on your phone as well. ViscoCam you can only use on your phone. Canva you can use on your laptop. So that's important. Knowing your target market is going to be so important for what you're posting. So like I said before, hint, it's not everybody. In this business, everyone likes to say that every single person is your target. You can sell to anyone with skin and hair. Well, that's true. And you could sponsor anyone with skin and hair. And here's the reality. When you're posting online and you're trying to grow your business online, you can't focus on everyone. You have to focus on certain target markets and groups. When you try and target everyone and you blanket it, no one can relate to you. It's too broad and general, and people are like, I don't even really know what this person's all about. You really need to narrow it in. You're going to get people outside of your target market. That naturally happens. For the most part, though, you're going to get people that you're actually concentrating on and focusing on. So you want to follow people in your target market and kind of watch what they're posting and see what gets good interaction. Like, this is really going to help you. So for example, if you were focusing on people in fitness and that's your target, posting drunk photos in Vegas doesn't really fit the vibe you're going for, right? If the people you are trying to attract are 20-year-olds that love to party, maybe you are going to post pictures of your slushy drinks by the pool, right? Like, there's a difference there. So this is Instagram. So if you search inside Instagram a hashtag fitness, all these other hashtags will start to pop up for you. And literally, if we were on my phone, you could keep scrolling. There's like a million fitness hashtags. So I could click on hashtag fitness and all these photos are going to pop up of other people that are into fitness. And then you can like their stuff, comment on their stuff, follow them, and you're really inside your target market. And there's 126 million posts for fitness just with the hashtag fitness posts. Like, you're not going to run out of people. And you can search a hashtag for literally anything. You can search a hashtag for like hashtag knitting, hashtag green tea. Like there's anything for a hashtag. What else do I want to tell you about hashtags? You can do up to 30 of them, which I mentioned before, and they connect you to that community, right? So the whole reason social media became so amazing is because people found communities, like a place to belong, a place to feel important, a place where other people get them. So don't lose sight of that in your own posting, right? Like, your target market needs to get you. They feel you. They know, it feels like you're inside their mind and reading their mind with what you're posting. So post the good, post the bad, post the pretty and the ugly, right? Like, be very vulnerable, and that's when you'll actually get a lot of engagement, because they're going to be like, wow, I was thinking the same thing, I just couldn't put it into words. Know what platform you're on as well. So every platform speaks a little bit differently. So I use the example of coffee here for you. So Facebook, you would say something like, I like coffee. Obviously it's going to be more than this, but that's going to be the point to your post. Instagram is like, here's a selfie with my coffee. And Twitter is like, I am drinking coffee, what you're doing right now. Snapchat is, my favorite song is on at the coffee shop right now. Like, the Snapchat is like in the moment. Pinterest is like your recipe for your best latte. Like, that's know where you're at and what you can post on there. For instance, like Twitter, you can post 50 updates a day and no one would find you annoying. If you did that on Facebook, people would start to unfollow you. Instagram, and Facebook, you can post 1 to 3 times a day and not enter that sphere of what the heck is this person doing. Snapchat, you can do about like 5 to 7 a day and people won't find you annoying. Pinterest, you could do hundreds a day and no one would ever find you annoying on there, because Pinterest, think about it, Pinterest is really good at target markets. Look at what you pin on Pinterest, and that's going to tell you what your interests are to really develop your target market and your hobbies that you're posting about on your profile page. It's very, very good to get clear on it through Pinterest. Now let's look at the platforms by age group, because everyone's like, well, what one would I go on then, or how many do I be on? So let's look at it based on age. The age, they've just split it down the middle here. So age 35 and up, I don't mean middle, this doesn't mean your life's over at 35, but this is what the study did. So age 35 and up, most people are on Facebook, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. Anyone under the age of 30, their majority of their social media right now is Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. So notice how those lists are completely different. Doesn't mean that the 20-year-olds can't be on Facebook, because they totally are. It's just the trends move, right? So right now, Gen Ys have been on Snapchat for a while. They're now moving out of Snapchat, and you're going to see that 35 and up category move into Snapchat. So there'll be a new thing, and it just keeps rotating like that. Like before, my parents weren't on Facebook. They had no idea what it was. I've had Facebook since I was in grade 8. And now they're on Facebook, right? So these trends are always going to keep moving. You need to go, though, where your target market's age group is. So if you were trying to attract 25-year-olds, they're not really on LinkedIn. They're on LinkedIn if they are unemployed and they need a job. After that, they don't spend time there. So they're spending a lot of time on Instagram and Snapchat, and that's where you would want to focus on. If you were looking for my 55-year-old mother, you're not going to find her on Instagram and Snapchat. She has no idea what's going on there. She's on Facebook and Pinterest. So keep in mind where your age groups are when you're picking where you'd like to start working on. What did I want to say here? Start with 2 platforms and really go with that. So I'll just go back here. Like, 2 pages or 2 platforms max at once. Don't be on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Pinterest all at once. You're going to totally overwhelm yourself. You're not going to be able to keep up with the amount of posts and engaging with people, and it's going to become super overwhelming, and then you're going to do nothing with it. So only pick 2. You can pre-schedule your posts, which is really amazing. So Hootsuite, there is a free section of Hootsuite where you can actually schedule in your posts for all of your platforms except Instagram. Instagram's the hardest one to pre-schedule. The only one you can use is called Latergram, and you actually can't really schedule it. You can schedule a reminder, so it pops up on your phone to say, hey, you said you were going to post this picture at 10 a.m. on Instagram. It's now 10 a.m. and you can click on it and then post it. Instagram was trying to get away from letting their platform be about business, and that's why they're changing their algorithm too. So they're keeping it very tight on Instagram, which I appreciate and I really like. Hootsuite, you can totally schedule out like 2 years in advance. Like you could sit there and do it. So what I recommend you do is you pick a day during the week. Like I use Sundays because I'm already on my laptop just chilling and looking through Pinterest for my own sake. So I do schedule my stuff on Sundays for the most part. And then I just do upkeep throughout the week. Maybe something cool happened that I really want to post about, or then I'm doing most of my following and commenting and liking on other people's stuff. And it takes that scheduling piece out of your mind. So you have less work during the week and you can get it all done at once. You can pre-schedule posts on your Facebook fan page, not your personal page. So this is actually on my phone. So when you type up your post for your fan page, you can click publish, and then it's going to say, do you want to publish this immediately, or there's a clock to the left. If you click on the clock, you can choose the date and time you want to publish it at. That's only for your fan page. That's not for your personal page. So if you choose your fan page, that's an option. It's built in right there for you. So like I said, pick 2 profiles max to work on at once. Anything over that is going to get super overwhelming. Like I'm telling you guys from experience, like just don't go beyond 2 right now. So let's get into the second part here. So we're doing really good for time right now, which is great. So I have a tendency to just talk forever and ever. So I didn't want that to happen to you guys. So part 2 is putting the social back into social media again. Like, it's funny to say it that way, and people sometimes can, fall off the wagon here a bit and think, well, I posted something, like I posted it, I put it out there, now come talk to me. Doesn't work that way. You have to talk to them as well. So you want to be following, commenting, liking, sharing, and messaging people. So it's really sad. Nowadays, though, people value themselves by how many likes and comments they get on the stuff they're posting online. It's the reality. And so when you can be that for someone, when they can rely on you to always be someone that likes their posts or always be someone that's sharing their stuff, like they really do care. They think about that. They remember you. They feel like you're their friend just because you've been liking their stuff. And they'll be more likely to talk to you when you're engaging on their stuff all the time. So don't be a creep. Like, don't be like posting or like liking as soon as they post something, like sharing every single thing and commenting on it and liking it and sending them a message about it. Like, that would become stalkerish. Don't do that. But it's like dating someone online, right? Like, you're dating all these people, and it's funny to think about it like that, and it's just so true. So find people that have the same interests on you when you're looking for people to talk to. So like searching the hashtag fitness, like find people in the fitness category to talk to. Join groups on Facebook. Their groups are huge on Facebook right now, bigger than they've ever been before, which is funny that it's switching like that. So find other groups. Like there's like, people that love, I'm using knitting a lot because it seems so random. Like, there's knitting groups on Facebook. If you just type in the search bar knitting, there'll be like closed private groups you can request to be in. Or like you could search Mexico travelers. Like, I don't know, anything that you really are interested in, there's groups for it. You can follow them on Pinterest. That's the easiest place to find interests. You can see people that have whole boards about knitting or whatever it might be. Follow pages on Facebook of people that are interested in the same stuff as you. That's where you're going to find the people to talk to. So let's say you found the perfect person you want to talk to. Now, what do you do? And this is my favorite part. This is like the meat and bones of everything. So first of all, do not barf your business. This is not your opportunity to tell them how amazing Arbonne is. I know that Arbonne's amazing, and I know that we all want to do it, and sometimes we can't help ourselves. Do not barf your business at all when you're doing this. So do not pitch your business until at least 3 messages in. This is really key. So this is back and forth talking to someone 3 times before you can say your business. Don't go 5, don't go 2, 3. We've been testing this a lot on our team. It's 3 that gets the most engagement. Now, if you feel after 3 it's still not appropriate and the conversation is still going crazy, then by all means, keep it going. You know what feels right. For the most part, though, it's going to be 3 messages. Now, I have a really great PDF for you guys on this stuff, so don't feel overwhelmed here like you didn't get everything copied down. I have it all in a PDF for you. So you're going to get the conversation started by finding something you have in common with them. And I have a few examples here of ones that people actually did. So here's an example. Hey, Susie, I was scanning the posts in the Robert Kiyosaki group and noticed your comments. I checked out your profile and you live in Florida. So do I. What do you do there? Okay, so let's break this down. She used her name, Hey, Susie, and how she found her. I was scanning the posts in the Robert Kiyosaki group and noticed your comments. I checked out your profile and you live in Florida. That's something they have in common. So do I. Question, what do you do there? So the key points: use the name, how you found them, why you're messaging them, and a leading question. So I'll let you read that again. Hey, Susie, I was scanning the posts in the Robert Kiyosaki group and noticed your comment. I checked out your profile and you live in Florida. So do I. What do you do there? Great, non-threatening, nothing about the business, just trying to get to know the person. So these key points I have in a PDF for you, so don't worry about it. So then what would you reply after they reply to you? That's awesome that you live in Seattle full time. In this conversation, they didn't end up living in Florida the whole time. They live between Seattle and Florida. So that's awesome that you live in Seattle full time. I've never been there. I hear it's beautiful there. How long have you been there? I actually have people I work with out there that are crushing it. Is real estate going well for you there? So remember that question of what do you do? So obviously they answered real estate. So let's break this down. There's excitement in there. There's a question or something in common. There's a piece about instilling doubt and creating curiosity, and then you end with a question. So let's break that down again. So that's awesome that you live in Seattle. I've never been there. Excitement there. There's exclamation marks. You can hear the positivity. I hear it's beautiful there. How long have you lived there? That's the question. I actually have people I work with out there that are crushing it. Create curiosity. Like crushing what? Like what is going on there? Is real estate going well for you out there? Ending questions so that they're going to respond to you. So excitement, question, curiosity, question. This is in the PDF for you as well. So you're going to go back and forth like that 3 times with that excitement, question, create curiosity, question. Like every message you send back and forth is going to follow those guidelines, and you're going to do that 3 times with them before you can pitch your business, okay? Like I cannot emphasize this. Do not say anything. They're going to ask you what you do too, and you're going to be very, very, very brief. Oh, I have my own business in health and wellness, blah, blah, blah. Or, oh, I help people make money online. Or like, I help people add a second stream of income to their families. Like something that's kind of cool, but does not give anything away about what you do. So then you can ask them about the opportunity after you've done that a few times. So when you go to ask them about the opportunity, though, make sure you found a problem that you can solve, okay? Like you have to be able to show them why they need this business before you ask. And that's why you're building rapport back and forth those 3 times, because that's going to come out in the conversation. By the 3rd message, you've positioned yourself as an expert already, okay? With those create curiosity and still in doubt statements, you have positioned yourself as an expert. So they're going to really lean on what you have to say here. Feel it out though. If it's not the right time to ask, it's not the right time to ask. But it's, roughly every 3rd time back and forth, you're ready to do this. So you're going to say something like, this may or may not be for you, but if I could share with you a way to get better results without interfering time-wise with your current business, would you be open to it? So this person was a real estate agent. They have a current business. So we've got an objection we're kind of overcoming here. And we've got that this may or may not be for you statement. That "this may or may not be you" for statement is beautiful anytime you're asking for someone to do this business. So this may or may not be for you, but if I could share with you a way to get better results without interfering time-wise with your current business, would you be open to it? So make sure you actually identified a problem there, right? Like they probably said in the conversation real estate wasn't going so awesome, because it's not going awesome right now for anyone. So, they've got a problem. Oh, it's a little slow right now. Well, if I could show you how to make a second stream of income without interfering with what you're doing, would you be open to it? Of course they're going to be open to it. They're business people and they're not making any money. If they say, yeah, I'd be open to it, then you can say, if I sent you a 15-minute link explaining a bit more about what I do, how soon do you think you could take a look at the information? So let me just say that again here. If I sent you a 15-minute link explaining a bit more about what I do, how soon do you think you could take a look at the information? So key points to this. You're sending the video link beforehand so they have an idea of what the heck is going on before you get them on the phone. This is about time leveraging yourself. In order to have more prospects in your business online, you have to do a lot more people you're talking to than in person, okay? So get that video link out of the way and filter them before you get them on the phone or Skype or whatever feels comfortable. So never say when, always say how soon. So I'm gonna go back here. They said, how soon do you think you could take a look at the information? They didn't say, when do you think you could take a look at the information? Because when you say when, it could be a week from now or 3 months from now, and you usually don't want that answer. You want an answer such as tonight or, a day. A small tweak of the wording is really going to change the response back you're going to get. So how soon would you be able to take a look at the information? So when they say that I can watch it tonight, great, here's my number. Give me a text if you have any questions. What's yours, just so I know who it is messaging me. You're asking for the number so you can follow up with them, guys, okay? So I actually asked for their phone number without actually really asking it. So I say, here's my number, give them my cell phone number, give me a text if you have any questions. The people I talk to aren't going to get on the phone, and it seems weird to get on the phone with a stranger. I'd rather text them because then I can just block their number later so if I don't want it there. So what's yours, just so I know who's messaging me. You're not saying I'm going to call you off the hook. You're saying I need to know who's talking to me because we're strangers, and that's weird, right? Like you're putting that all out there. So great, here's my number. Give me a text if you have any questions. What's yours, just so I know who is messaging me. And then you follow up appropriately. Get them on the phone, get them on a Zoom link, one-on-one chat, and bring them into the business the regular way you would if you were in a coffee chat situation or someone approached you and wanted to be in the business. Like, assume they're going to get started, use all those proper questionings. And then basically you're going to take roughly 2 to 3 minutes per profile to research everyone. So ideally it would take, 10 people a day. So 30 minutes. So is what you can do with that. So 2 to 3 minutes is all you want to be doing to research people. Don't be going over that because this can really fit into what you're doing. It doesn't have to take you an extra 3 hours to find people. And this isn't like 30 minutes where you have to sit there and hardcore find people. Like this could be like you're waiting to pick up the kids and you have 2 minutes. You're waiting for a client to come in and you have 3 minutes before they might get here. Find someone and message them. It's going to be a lot of back and forth, so you have to get the conversation rolling and get the ball rolling, right? So what would be a daily method of operation for this? So a DMO to add this into every day would be 5 to 10 new connections you're doing a day. If you're adding this social media piece in full stream is what I'm saying for you. This doesn't mean you don't go out and do parties and all that normal stuff. You need to keep that up until this is rolling and going off the hook for you, because this takes time to connect. It takes time to start to get the results from it. It's just the way it works. It's like that penny doubling story, right? Like it's a compound effect with what you're doing on social media as well. So you're going to make 5 to 10 new connections a day, like 5 to 10 new friends where you're sending out that first message. You want to eventually get to the point where you're sending 2 to 3 video links a day. So that would be like, after about a week, we find that you're starting to get to the point in the conversations where you're ready to send the video link. So eventually, when you've been doing this for a few weeks, you're going to have 5 to 10 new connections a day, plus people that are ready to see the video. So that back and forth really becomes important. And then you're going to want to do one follow-up a day. So like, hey, how did it go watching the video last night? Did you have a chance to watch that video? Like, that's the follow-up I'm talking about. You want to keep track of this. So there's 2 different ways really that you can keep track of it. You could do a good old-fashioned separate notebook, which is exactly what I do. I am not an organized person. That would be, my downfall, not my strong suit. So in my notebook, I've literally got crazy jot notes everywhere. Or you could use an Excel spreadsheet or Google Docs or whatever so that you always have it with you and, less paperwork and stuff. I keep track of things though, like how I found them, like what platform, what are our common interests, what's their Instagram handle or their blog website or whatever. A summary of what we've been talking about, because honestly, when you start messaging 5 to 10 people a day, it's going to get a little crazy for you. You're going to be like, sorry, who is Taylor? Like, what? I have no idea. Wait, which one was she? And what was her blog again? Or wait, is she the one with kids? Like, you're going to have no idea. I promise you. I have no idea who half my people are I'm talking to, because I'm talking to so many. So good problem to have, right? This doesn't need to add more time to your day, guys. Like, I'm serious about this. We are all on social media way more than we think we are. It's funny because, you can ask Shayna and Danielle. They really got a good glimpse of this because they spent like 2 weeks with me in October, right? We were on the cruise, and then we were in Vegas together, and they were like, any second you are free, your mind goes to click on a social media profile. It's true. I open up my phone and I have a pattern. It's like, okay, check Instagram, check Facebook, check my Facebook Messenger, check Snapchat, and then check my email. I literally click on that every single time I open up my phone. Like, it takes a lot of time out of my day. But my point is we're all scrolling through our social media feeds every day. So this doesn't need to add more time to your day. Just be more strategic with the time you're doing on there. Now my time is spent finding other people's stuff versus liking all the Arbonne Girls posts. Like, I love all of us dearly, and the reality is we're making a business. So do things that are going to help move your business forward. What else did I want to say to you about this? You can do it anytime you have a spare minute. You're waiting at the doctor's office, get on there and find someone to talk to. You're waiting for dinner to finish up in the oven, get on your phone quick and find another profile. Like, get your 5 done, and then you're like, yeah, like that was accomplishment for today. And you're already on there, right? Like, I'm not asking you to do something that you're not already doing. And literally your teams will be on there too. So this is something that they're going to want to do as well. Leverage this when you're in person too. So I have a really great example of this. I was at Starbucks and I sat at the really big table at Starbucks. Most of them have like a big table. A lot of students end up sitting at them. So there's a chair left at the corner. So I sat down beside this girl and she was like, can you watch my laptop while I go to the washroom? I was like, yeah, no problem. So she comes back from the washroom and I'm like, okay, Brittany, you can do this. I'm like, so what do you take at school? Like, she had a Western sweater on, and she's like, oh, well, she starts talking to me. I'm like, what year are you in? She's like, first. I'm like, oh, are you from London? She's like, no. So we got talking about how, she's far away from home, la, la, la. Then she's like, I used to play hockey back there. Ding, ding, ding. Like, I used to be in competitive hockey for girls. I played hockey for 15 years. So I already have something in common we can talk about. So then I'm like, oh my gosh, I play hockey too. I'm like, none of my friends around here play anymore. And I'm like, I really want to skate again. She's like, I want to skate too. And then I'm like, we should go skating sometime. So like, I made this best friend at the Starbucks table. I'm like, here, add me to Facebook. So we never ended up going skating together, and she tried a pamper basket for me, loved it, loves me, messages me all the time. She's going to join my business someday. Point being is I said, here, add yourself to Facebook. It wasn't weird like, can I have your number? She'd be like, what is wrong with you? Like, she'd be like, haha, and she'd give me a fake number probably. So, leverage the social media tools you have and add them to your Facebook profile and get everybody on there as well. So let's kind of recap what we've gone over here because I've left a good chunk of time for questions, and I really want to talk about the Facebook group. So I've left us a lot of time to talk about it just because things changed so much this week that Facebook groups are going to become very, very important for you. And then I want to answer all your questions too. So the components to a social media page is what we talked about. The difference between personal and professional pages. posting for engagement and how you can get people really commenting and following and connecting with you on what you're doing online, what platforms to be on, and how to choose which ones you want to be on, putting the social back in social media and actually reaching out and talking to people, how to talk to people online, how often to be doing this and a daily method of operation, and using it in person too, how to add that into what you're doing. And basically what comes next, right? Everyone's sitting there like, oh my gosh, there's so much information here. I was talking really fast. You're going to get lots of PDFs from this. It's going to be great. There's lots to think about here. So now what? How do I sort through all of this? You're going to get a next steps email from me this morning, and I have a social media profile checklist in there. So what you need to go through on your profile and kind of keep in check and get a little system and a schedule going for yourself on that. I've got a conversations template, so all those conversations templates and examples are in there for you, and a little bit of a summary of the webinar inside the email, and it's got like 10 steps outlined of what to do next. So thanks guys for paying attention. I know that that goes really quickly and your mind is like swirling with a million thoughts. So I am gonna open up the lines for questions, and then once we kind of get through the questions of all that work, let's talk about the Facebook groups and what we want to do with those. So I am going to stop.